Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new episode, and as it always happens, when I have the face reveal in my videos, usually I don't bring very good news. And the bad news that I have for you guys in this video, in this short introduction, is that I will have to stop recording videos for quite a long time. I don't know how long it will be, but it will be. I have to stop basically because it's really now the time for me to start packing and start moving all my belongings to Italy first, and then let's see what will come with me to the US, as I already mentioned in one of my previous episodes. What could I say? I mean, I'm very satisfied from my very personal life point of view. I'm really happy about my choice, my decisions. I do not regret doing this. Channel-wise, I'm also really surprised by all of you people, because I was not expecting to see so many crazy nerds like me, so many Hearts of Iron and Armchair Generals nerds like me and you guys. Because I mean, remember that I'm not paid for doing this, for just recording gameplays of HOI 4 with awesome mods like the Total War mod or the Endsieg mod. And by the way, there will be a surprise at the end of the video about the Endsieg mod, no spoiler. And yeah, I mean, I just do it for fun, and I really enjoy doing this. And I'm really happy that I'm not doing this just for myself, but there is, let's say, a broad audience of people who is following me. I was not expecting to see people actually being subscribed to my channel, smashing the bell button whenever there is a new video of mine coming up, and that's really awesome, guys. I really thank you very much. I don't know what to say, seriously. So I was just to keep this to keep my ugly face FaceTime here quite short. One of you guys asked me if I wanted to make a kind of Germany guide for the Total War mod, and I was planning to do it, but I just cannot do it because of time reasons. So in general, and now I leave the real life thing. So if you guys are not into Hearts of Iron 4, just stop watching, or if you want to keep, just be prepared to hear some very nerdy things. So my experience with the Total War mod is that you really have to know the country you're playing with in HOI 4. And I think this is kind of a more general statement, when you play HOI 4 and any specific mod just that introduces a lot of historical realism, like I guess also the updated Endsieg Order of Battles for Germany that I sent a couple of minutes ago to one of the developers of the Endsieg mod. You really have to know the nation you're playing with. If you focus on the Total War mod, that is, I think, in my opinion, is still one of the best mod ever made for Hearts of Iron 4. It's really outstanding. You need to know strengths and weaknesses of your nations. I mean, I remember I did this series with Italy, to how to make Italy great again in the Total War mod, because when I did some multiplayer sessions, the guys told me, oh, you have to focus. I mean, okay, in multiplayer is different, but let's say in single player, what I think really matters in the Total War mod is to get a core of armored units with which you can then break through the enemy lines, a small detachment of mobile troops to just follow up and then seal whatever pockets you're going to make, and a mediocre, if not large, air force to really gain air superiority over the enemy province, and tactical bombers or close air support fleets with which to overwhelm the enemies during the battles. So if you play as Germany, you have to be aware of the historical context. I mean, Germany in the Total War mod is a very strong nation in terms of industrial power, but it doesn't have all the resources it needs to fuel its war machine. So what I would say I would like to give you guys from my experience is with Germany, really try to do what happened, try to mimic what happened in real history, you know, just to do small, fast line campaigns, try to overrun your opponents quickly. If you have to just micromanage your battles, try to recreate the Dunkirk pocket without letting the Brits flip away from you. And when you play against the Soviet Union, just try to really encircle as many Soviet troops as possible, if you can, on during the phase, the so-called things called the border battles, the Battle of the Frontiers or something like that, yeah. And because against the Red Giant, you have no hope of winning, of course, a war of attrition like the one that happened in real life. And you can also, let's say, kind of be cheesy, you know, with a strategy. You can always do as some people used to do in Hearts of Iron 3, and I also tried that, which is to advance a little bit and surround, encircle, destroy as many Red Army units as possible, and then just fall back closer to your supply bases. Because I think one of the major features of the Total War mod that I really enjoy is the supply system. That, I mean, I'm sure it will be revamped with hopefully the new HOI 4 update, Barbarossa, but in the Total War mod, supplies are everything. And from let's say from what I saw from the in-game mechanics of the supply system, the goal is always to take control of the victory point of a province, because if you control that, you somehow control the whole province, and you control the supply network of the province, and in turn you deprive the enemy of the needed supply. So I know it's okay. So from my experience, it was difficult in Africa, and that's why I gave up on that series, because it was just an endless war of attrition. Because even though I could manage to advance deeper into Central Africa, at some point they just gave up, because the victory points were so sparse, they were so diluted in the continent, that for me it was becoming impossible to just keep my army supplies. I don't remember right now, but I think in the Soviet Union the situation is not, let's say, too bad, or as bad as in Africa is. So remember, just to advance quickly, sharply, deep into the enemy territory, trying to get those victory points, deprive the Red Army from its needed supplies, and you can be victorious. And also remember that if you play against the AI, the Soviet AI will benefit from several free divisions, and I guess even equipment to fight against you. I mean, vice versa, the opposite, or a different story is when you play as the Soviet Union, for instance, because this is also, I think, the other major nation that I like to play in HOI 4 with the Total War mod. And when you play as the Soviet Union, you have to, let's say, focus exclusively on the defensive in the very early stages of the war. I mean, you have to prepare your industrial base, for sure. You have to expand your military industry. You need to train a lot of divisions, and my suggestion when you play as the Soviet Union is to establish a strong defensive line with infantry along the Dwina and the Dnieper rivers, the two long rivers that you all know what I'm talking about if you have the HOI 4 map in front of you now. And yeah, so just my suggestion is to defend this line with mainly infantry divisions, backed up by I guess up to medium artillery and anti-tank guns, and put also tanks here and there in the most critical parts of the front, like the Daugavpils province, because this can be attacked by 4 different directions. So you want to make sure that you have several troops in that position to hold that province, as well as in the provinces between, I think, in those 2 provinces between the 2 rivers, basically. And as a Soviet Union, one lesson that I did learn from the multiplayer is that training a lot of divisions can actually be useful for you. A lot of crappy divisions, because you are the Soviet Union. You have a almost unlimited manpower base, and with that you just want to invest a lot, besides infantry and tanks, into the militia divisions, because One tactic that I think could still be valid is to deploy, okay, your backbone of the army behind these rivers, but also deploy militia divisions between the border with Germany and your defensive line, because those divisions, even though they are crap, even though they are weak, they will still put up a fight. Basically, they will still slightly slow down the speed of the advance of the German panzers, and maybe they will be overrun. I don't know. I never tried that, honestly. I really would like to try that. Maybe they will be overrun, but in the long term, you may gain maybe 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks of time in game, of course, time to to build up even more defenses and make sure that when the panzers will arrive at your infantry defensive line, they may have lost a bit more of organization, or maybe could be maybe 10% weaker. And so defend the line and then try to strike back in either during the winter offensive or in 1942. Just when you play as the Soviet Union, just remember to exhaust your enemies into a war of attrition that in the end they cannot win. And regarding the Endsieg mod that I really enjoyed playing, and besides the surprise that will come at the end of the video, I am really happy for the people who suggested me to play this mod, because it was, and it is really, I think, one of the most challenging mod that are out there on the Steam workshop, and it's really challenging. And actually, because I did updated the order of battles now for Germany, the Soviet Union, and also for the Allies for the D-Day, the December 1944 and the 1945 scenario, I am really happy to challenge all of you guys to see if you can still be victorious when you play, of course, as Germany in one of those three scenarios, as I've been in my recent series. And yeah, so with that, I think it's enough introduction for this video. I really wanted to thank all of you guys again, because as always, I'm doing this for free, but without you guys supporting me morally, even just by commenting, by leaving your opinions, your comments below, it means a lot for me, seriously, because I'm not a professional YouTuber. I think I will never be one, but yeah, I'm just doing this for fun, and I'm really enjoying doing this, and I'm happy that you enjoy watching me enjoying doing this, basically. So thank you very much for watching, and now I leave you all to the surprise, and as always, I hope you will enjoy this, because it took me quite some time to prepare this surprise, but let's see if you will maybe repeat what will happen in HOI 4 in the Endsieg mod with the 1945 scenario. Enjoy. So the 1945 scenario is probably one of the toughest, if not the toughest, the king of all the scenarios that you can play in the Endsieg mod. And I don't want to tell you too much. I mean, it's challenging. I tried it in the past. Hopefully, by having scripted an historical order of battle, things could be more easier now to play, because the addition of the Atlantic pockets, the addition of extra fortifications around those Atlantic pockets, the fact that I gave also the Königsberg province a high levels of fortifications and bunkers, and the extra port in the Kurland pocket should make this scenario kind of easier. On the other side, I also gave the Allies a few more divisions, as well as I added several brigades and new divisions to the Soviet Union. I also reworked a lot the templates for the Soviet Union and the Allies to make it slightly more historically correct, let's say, close to what happened in real life. And for instance, many Soviet divisions now have the motorized rocket artillery brigade, which was done to mimic the Katyusha battalion that several divisions had. The general strategy for this scenario is to hold the line as much as possible. Hold the line along the Oder River, and in the south, try to deploy your troops around the Carpathian Mountains, because they around the Sudetenland, because those areas are full of forts, and plus you have mountains, so purely defensive terrain. Retreat from the Italian front and try to hold Vienna as long as possible. What I noticed are two things that will ultimately lead you to the final victory in this scenario. First of all is that by adding the Atlantic pockets, the French AI will inevitably redeploy some of the troops located on the, I would say, Western Front on the Atlantic front, and this should make kind of easier for you to break through. But don't let's say don't think, oh right, so that then this is going to be super easy. No, because both the UK and the USA AI will move troops into France. And on the other hand, the Soviet Union, what I notice is that the Soviet Union does not have the industrial capacity to keep up with the equipment losses. So really, your goal is to hold the line, inflict several losses on the Soviets, and if you manage to do so, you may be victorious. The goal here is to have at least one armored division or Panzer Grenadier or Tiger Brigade per tile, because I found out that this is the only way that you can, with which you can stop the Soviet steamroller. And well, with this, I think it's all from my side. I let you enjoy the video, and yeah, I hope we will meet again very soon. I don't know when. Maybe when I will be in the US. I don't know what I will upload. Maybe some gameplay, maybe some dev vlogs, some hey, life of an Italian in the US. I don't know. Let's see. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. And remember that without you, all of this would never be possible.
minds click to decide. Those who made it cross without a loss have reason to reflect. It is not about Berlin, it is not about the Reich. It's about the men who fought for them. What peace can they expect? It's the end of the war. Reach for endless joy. It's the end, the war has been lost. Keeping them safe till the river's been crossed. Nicht der Schlacht, Rettungsaktion. Holding the ground till the final platoon. Hurry up, we're waiting for you. Men of the ninth and civilians too. Dispossessed, surrendering to the West. See the city burn on the other side, going down in flames as two worlds collide. Who can now look back with a sense of pride? On the other shore, that's the end of the war. See the city burn on the other side, going down in flames as two worlds collide. Who can now look back with a sense of pride? On the other shore, there's the end of the war. met and executed.